This right here is the cheapest specialized Rockhopper that money can buy. And I would know because I spent 700 of my very own dollars on this exact bike. I wanted it for one thing, to ride the 960 kilometer Mawson Trail in South Australia. It is a tough and brutal mixed terrain ride. Will this little donkey make it? Will a $700 bike be able to put up with all that punishment? Yes, it will. I already did it. I got back a couple of days ago. Yeah. Let's cut to the on-road review. Well, good morning and welcome to about the most beautiful, I am calling it, this has to be one of the most beautiful spots to do a bike review in the world. Just before I get started, have a look at where I am. Have a look. So I'm in Rawnsley Park Station, close to the top of the Mawson Trail in South Australia. And it's just a little bit after sunrise, so I came running all the way out to this hill just to get this beautiful vista. So have a look at this. It is absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely insanely beautiful. Anyway, oh god. So the bike, as I said, the idea of this was to buy a bike that was cheap and reliable and just ride it. 700 bucks is what I spent on this bike. It is a specialized Rockhopper 29. Just give you a quick rundown on what it's been like to ride. Now the Mawson Trail has been a lot of, it's been everything. It's been gravel, it's been dirt roads, it's been sort of some fairly technical stuff. Not that bad really. A bit more technical than I'm used to, being a roadie. So we'll start at the front. The Sun Tour fork has been okay. It's a coil spring fork. It's a bit slow. It's a bit daft. It does a good job of like protecting your hands. But in terms of like a really responsive fork, it's not great. It's a bit slow, so it means that you can, get a few zingers going up through your hands if you've got bumps that are sort of high frequency and very fast. But I've been riding it rigid a lot. I've been riding it locked off a lot. It's been fine. It's been good to have. But it's not the best fork. But hey, it's a $700 bike, 700 Australian. At the front we have 180mm rotor there. Oh, look at that, the sun is just bursting through, giving me nice golden light. So 180mm rotor, just cable disc, which it's actually been really good. Obviously it doesn't have the immediacy or the power of hydraulic, but I certainly haven't been short of braking, and I haven't really had to do any very fast braking. So it's there when you need it, plenty of power. And if anything, you can just feed it in a bit better than hydro. Hydro tends to be off and then on really quickly. So that's actually been quite nice. Now let's go with the drivetrain. Shimano Acera 8-speed, and it's a triple. So that's been actually really good, because this is not a light bike, and I have been riding it with a bit of stuff on it, as you can see from the bags. So it's been great having a triple. It just means that I've always had the gears. There was one section that was like 20, it was over 20%, and it was rocky as shit. And I had to walk up that, but there's not many, I don't know anyone who's, actually no, I know a couple of people who have ever ridden up that bit. It's very, very difficult. So the triple's great. It's been just very reliable. The shifting has been really good. I've always had the gear I need, because you just knock around chain rings. Instead of having just two, you just go between chain rings, and yeah, you can get heaps of gear range out. So Altus front derailleur, Acera rear derailleur, and just an 8-spin cassette. As you can see, it's pretty dry out here, so I've just been using some dry wax lube on it, and it's been pretty good. Bike is absolutely filthy. It has been very, very good. The shifting has been excellent. The only problem was a drop chain, which was my fault because I was changing it under load. Other than that, it still shifts perfectly, as if it did as soon as it was off the shop floor. Absolutely fantastic. It's been shockingly good. So let's move on to the tyres, and they are, what are they? Specialized ground control 29 by 2.1, so they're a nice fat tyre. They've got tons of grip on them. Yeah, they've been pretty good. Very stiff sidewall wise, so they haven't got a lot of like damping in them. I also put thorn proof tubes in these. That was one of the few, I only really made 2 mods from the bike off the shop floor. So one of them was just thorn proof tubes, just to keep myself protected from punctures. Other than that, tyres have been fine, plenty of grip. Yeah, they've been pretty good. They've been a bit slow in some points, like if we hit the tarmac, the other guys who I've been riding with have been quite a lot faster. But they've handled mud, they've handled sand, they've done really well. I don't know what more you could want from tyres on a $700 bike. Just a couple of other things. I changed the stock grips to something just a little bit more ergonomic because the stock grips were just round and they were kind of cheap and a bit garbage, so I changed those out. And other than that, it is all completely stock. Grips and tubes, saddle, specialised body geometry of some sort. I don't even know what this one's called. It's been pretty good. Padding has been nice. Yeah, not a bad saddle. And I'll just give you a quick run through of what my setup is here. This is just a Bontrager, a big saddlebag of some sort. It's got a couple of tubes, patch repair kit, haven't needed it. Here is my Apidura top tube bag, just a little one in there. Bike bag dude. This is a bigger one up front here. I actually prefer the bike bag dude ones. They're just bigger. These ones are tiny and very, very annoying. But they're alright. Goes between your legs, alright. A couple more Apidura bags here and Bontrager light front, Bontrager light in the rear, and the Apidura roll bag. So we haven't been sleeping outside. We've been staying in like pubs and cabins and all kinds of fun stuff. So just keeping all the clothes, basically just spare clothes in there, and pretty much just keeping spare food in here as well. So yeah, that is the beautiful $700 specialized Rockhopper 29, and it's been awesome. I've had a great time with this bike, and I've grown pretty fond of it. And yeah, if you're after a pretty good mountain bike as a starter, you can do worse than this one. Really, my biggest problem is just that the fork's a bit dumb and slow. But other than that, it's a bloody good bike. $700, and look at where it's brought me. You know, when you can just take a $700 bike and bring it out to a place like this, you know, it's all about the experience really with this bike. So that's it. That's it. I'll just give you a couple more vistas just to get you to enjoy. This is the Flinders Ranges. If you're not aware, in South Australia, it's called the Flinders Ranges, and it is insanely beautiful. So Mawson Trail, South Australia, is off the charts, good fun, beautiful part of the world. And that's it. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next time.